Hello everyone, Treecks here and welcome back to the Nintendo 64 version of Gex Enter the Gecko. That is a pretty good summary of this game. Thank you, Gex. But anyway, we are back in the media dimension in order to stop our good old friend, who's not our friend, Raz. But before we reach him, we first need to take care of a couple of other guys that are guarding him. The bosses of this stage. Every single area will have one and requires a certain amount of red remotes before you're actually allowed to face them. 3 of them is enough for Gilligex Isle, even though I have 9. Let's go in. Let's go see what we're facing first. Gilligex Isle. We're on an expedition in the jungle. And the natives don't really like us. And this is the deal. As you can see, 3 of them are at the background. They will summon some fire, and we need to kick it back to them. Taking them out. Need to do it for all 3 of them in order to win the boss stage. So adjust your angle in such a way that you're actually able to hit the blue flame. Only the blue flame you're able to actually knock back. And also be careful for the flame walls they summon. There we go, there's 2. And these guys are thinking they can cook us. They think they can have lizard for dinner today. Instead, they're going to be cooked themselves. Oh yeah, as you can see, the moment only one of them is left, they will actually start moving. Making it a little bit more difficult to actually angle correctly. But there we go. And just like with the bonus stages, as you can see, boss stages will also give you a golden remote. Even though they are only used in the PlayStation version, in the N64 version, the ones gotten from boss stages aren't completely useless, because they do open up the next area. Even though it's not the golden remote that does that, but just the fact that we beat the boss. But you know what I mean. These we're not doing for nothing. The bonuses are completely optional in the N64 version, but we're still doing them. Because I'm also covering the PlayStation version here. Welcome to Area 2. As you may expect, more new levels. And of course, more new gates. And the moment you're trying to go through a gate, the voice will start telling you what you need to do. So nice for Raz to actually give us a hint on what we need to do. But there's also a gate that actually opens up with a certain amount of red remotes, as you can see. 14. The other 2 actually requires a couple of bosses to be defeated before they open up. But it does not apply to this one. So let's go start collecting more remotes. As you can see, we have a new selection of levels here. Even a couple of new aesthetics completely. Most of all, Circuit Central and Kung Fu Theater. But the first stage on the list is actually the second appearance of Scream TV in Frankensteinfeld. If only there were a sitcom that actually was called this. Let's run the X-Gauntlet.
Reminds me of Halloween at Rip Taylor's.
What do you mean, reminds me? Have you been there? Alright, this stage actually works a lot different compared to the first one. The first one was pretty linear, and this one actually is not. For this one we do have multiple routes to go through. And therefore you can imagine this one is also going to be quite hell getting the silver remote. For collecting all of the collectibles. In this stage that's also pretty much hell. So I'm going to wait until the 3rd mission before I start doing that. And just focus on the first 2 red remotes normally. And the hidden silver remote is actually on the pathway towards mission 2. So we also don't have to worry about that quite yet. So I don't have to worry about collecting anything quite yet. And just run our way to the end. Although I must admit, this actually also leads to mission 3. For that one you want to turn right here, but we're going left. Because we're after mission 1, of course. Allow me to try to do all of the missions in this game in order. And therefore we're doing mission 1 first. And you do realize you're throwing your head the wrong way. You're not really hitting me that way, sir.
Welcome to Under This Old House.
Okay, let's run the X-Gauntlet. And let's fail that. But luckily you don't instantly die, it just counts as 1 hit. And the moment we reach the end, we will actually find out all 3 of the television screens are right here, in the same room. And if I'm not mistaken, there is a way to actually cheese the jump in order to get to the other parts. However, I've never been able to do so successfully, so allow me not to try. But I think it is possible to actually jump from this angle to the other television screens, which is an easy way to cheese the game if you're able to do so, because mission 2 and 3 are a lot tougher to actually get through. So it would be easy to just do mission 1 3 times and just jump towards the other television screens. For the sake of the let's play, and also because I'm not able to do it, I'm just going to do the missions normally. Here is number 1. Let's immediately dive back in.
Pardon my tongue, darling.
Mission 2 is head down the ramp. Okay, like I said the first time we were here, mission 3 also uses the route towards mission 1 partially, but mission 2 is actually the other way.
Halloween at Rip Taylor's.
Last time we went into the right door, this time we're entering the left one. And I was saying I was not going to pay attention to the silver remote. However, that actually only applies to the reward one, because the hidden one is actually right over here. There's actually a very scary looking red wall over here. Nightmare fuel right over here. It does not really look like something that's begging for you to go in it, but trust me, you're going to want to go in it. Because this is a fake wall. And after making sure not to take career advice from the wrong person, let's go grab this one. Looks pretty interesting. Might even make a video thumbnail out of it. Weird red looking room. And bam! Nice jump. Okay, this leads to the next section. So let's go climb up even further. Be careful when clinging to ceilings. The moment you let go, the camera can turn in a weird angle, and that can get confusing if you're not careful.
Just getting my kicks, darling.
Thank you for the health. Oh, interesting. Skulls that actually spin around on the wall. Yeah, there's a couple of things I'd like to go over in this area, in all honesty. First thing is actually this over here. There's actually a clock platform right over here.
I am the god of hellfire.
God of Hellfire? What the hell? But anyway, we're going to save that clock platform for later. We're first going to go into the morgue over here. What is a horror stage without the morgue? I'm pretty sure this area actually leads nowhere. The remote is actually the other way. I'd still like to check out what is here. I'm pretty sure it's a 1-up now that I think about it. There's also some health down there. I think I'm going to skip it. I've got plenty. Oh. That went back into the wall a little bit quicker than I thought.
Reminds me of Halloween at Rip Taylor's.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, back to the tombstones. It is still Scream TV after all, so the collectibles actually remain the same. And I was correct, in this area we can only earn a 1-up. That was a lot of work for just one single 1-up. Okay, and now for the clock platform. This is actually a pretty interesting platform. Because the moment we actually jump on top of it, it will go down. We can also hear a clock. And that is kind of a hint of what happened. Here we can actually see the clock that is now making some noise. And that is actually the hint of what happened. The platform under the clock is now open. As you can see, there's a wall here. It used to be closed, but after hitting that clock platform, it is now open. And here we can actually find a cameo. One of these Frankensteins is actually being Frankensteined. But most of all, there's a 1-up down here. But it's no surprise that the real reward was actually the Frankenstein cameo. That was obvious.
Career advice from Joe Piscopo.
And now let's go back to serious business. Now that we have done all of the cameos in this area, it's actually time to climb these ledges. reach the end of the stage. And hopefully I'm actually able to use this 1-up. There's still one more enemy to face, so that's the reason why I'm saving it for health. Come on, camera! Camera hates me! No 1-up for me, but I do get a red remote. And of course, don't forget about the silver one, also gotten in this mission. And that leaves only 2 more things to do in here. The final and longest mission in this stage. And you know what longest mission usually means. Also, an excuse to start collecting. We also need the reward remote.
Reminds me of Halloween at Rip Taylor's.
Okay, I was worried in the C-SPAN stage that I was not able to get enough collectibles while going for the red remote. And also warned about one of the final stages in this game being something similar. But now that I see this stage again, I'm pretty sure it also applies to this one. Because you can clearly see this also leads to multiple routes and therefore the chance of not being able to get enough collectibles before reaching the end of the route. So allow me to go into the route towards mission 2 first. Get plenty of collectibles before actually going towards mission 3.
Welcome to Under This Old House.
And that is going to be a guessing game, because in all honesty I'm not really too sure how many I need. I've not played this game that much in my life. But I do remember from the times I did play that I needed to go back to the beginning of the stage quite a lot. Because I usually do end up having too few collectibles indeed. And now that the camera is also going, I don't want to make that mistake. Oh, there's a fire bug here. Did not remember that. Might as well pick that up. Oh, there's still a loose tombstone here. Yeah, some of the collectibles are actually exclusive to their form. Not every single collectible always appears in the same location. And this was an example, because when it was still skulls, it wasn't there. But as a tombstone, it did appear there. It is also something you can take in account whenever collecting. If you're actually looking for places where collectibles can be found, sometimes it's not a bad idea to go back to areas where you've already been. Because if you're collecting a new type of collectible, there might be a couple that you've actually missed, quote-unquote missed. But there should be plenty. I've already reached the tombstone landmark. Oh, and indeed, they indeed respawned, like I said. The respawning collectibles, remember that. It's a pretty good trick to try to get more than enough. Okay, these Frankensteins can also drop 3, even though only one of them pops out the moment you hit them. You can actually do it 3 times for a maximum of 3. Okay, let's go over here. Ow! Sir, I did not see you! And what you also don't see is that this wall is fake. More collectibles behind it. Please, camera, no! Let's see if I can get in there. I think I need to do that from up top. $30. So we need 60 more. Yeah, this should be good. I can remember being at this point and still ending up having enough. 1 up. Might as well keep it with me. Gives me an extra hit. Don't really need the lives. Got plenty of those. Number 2, finished. And I still got an extra life. Like I said, I don't really need them. There's also some down here. No, apparently that's only for other collectibles. Pretty sure when they're tombstones, then they actually start appearing down there as well. But not the masks. Poor Mikey Myers. Whenever going to mission 3, like I explained during mission 1, we need to go over here. to the left area whenever you climb the final bit. And this is where the final mission takes place. And hopefully there's enough collectibles for me here. I really would hate it if I need to go back. Because this is a pretty long route in all honesty. It's also the reason why I'm picking this mission in order to do this. Because it's the longest and therefore gives you the most collectibles. But even the most collectibles is in this case not enough. So hopefully I picked up enough on the second route in order to get away with that. Okay, dead end. This is the main gist of the mission, by the way. We needed to stick to a sticky ceiling, if you remember. And that is indeed what we're doing right now. Hanging upside down in the second room.
Reminds me of Halloween at Rip Taylor's.
And this is where we need to go. Right over here. Here we can drop. And this is the continuation. And we end up in the main room of the second route, as you can see, just a little bit higher up. We're not interested in going down there. We've already been there. Okay, now we end up in the quote-unquote clock platform room. Where the Frankenstein cameo was. Also higher up. Here's another wall we can go through. 36. 37.
Welcome to Under This Old House.
Okay, luckily Freddy is here, so he can drop plenty of masks. Come on, camera. This is not Mario 64. Only Mario 64 is allowed to have a bad camera. Okay. And this is indeed what I was fearing. You, give me. Still not enough. Freddy, help me! I need your help. There we go. Here is the silver remote, but unfortunately we dropped down all the way here. It is a pretty long trek back. Don't mind me if I cut that out. Let's stop my timer at 17:20. Okay, we're back again. Remember this room, people? Remember how I didn't have enough collectibles? Let's make sure not to die because I'm at my last health. And there we go.
A little tongue now, a lot of
Oh, you need to make sure I start my timer again, of course. Still need to aim for 20 minutes in the episode. Even though I'm going to cut out a major part, I still like to know where I am a little bit, time-wise. But only a little bit. We're at 18 minutes probably, give or take. And that would mean I have time for one more mission. Yeah, might as well. Let's go to Circuit Central, the next stage, which is going to be a new aesthetic. www.com.com. Scale the launch tower is a little bit less of a tongue breaker. Welcome to the technology aesthetic of this game. Circuit Central is going to take place inside of a computer. At least the way people looked at computers during the 90s. And since we're dealing with electrical business, we can actually electrify ourselves as well. Say hello to Electric Lizard. This is actually something we need in this stage for multiple things in order to charge things up. Only once you're charged up yourself, you're able to charge up objects as well, like these jump pads for instance. Safe to say, they only work when you're charged, as you can see. Normal little Gecko, nothing happens. Except for the fact that the Gecko starts yawning. That is going to be the main new gimmick during Circuit Central. And not just in www.com.com. If I pronounce that correctly. Let's just move on to the next area. If I'm heading the wrong way, please don't start shouting in the comments. I would know that I've gone the wrong way by this point. But at least I'm trying to go for mission 1 first.
I should have just been a Maytag repairman.
Although I don't think... Well, help. But anyway, even though if I do end up ending at mission 2, I think I'll still grab it. I'm not gonna go back just because it is mission 2. But this is actually the kind of stage where I'm not really sure which direction is actually considered mission 1 and which one is 2. Because both missions actually take place in this tunnel-like area. At least the traversing area. So I'm not really too sure if I'm going the right way. But it looks like I did, because this looks familiar when it comes to mission 1. We need to scale the tower. And we need to do that while being charged, obviously. That's going to be the challenge here. Every 3 steps in the tower we actually get a refill on our charge. So you don't have to do it in one go. You wouldn't even be able to. It's actually way too far to go up on one charge. But if you start falling, don't forget, every 3 stages you do get a new refill. We also need to be on the lookout for silver remote, because it's actually also going to be hidden in this area. So allow me to check out the back wall constantly. Oh! That was intentional. Don't mind my screamy panic. That was intentional. I wanted to fall. The worst thing is, I'm not too sure where I was in all honesty. Oh yeah, this part we've already seen. This floor we've also seen. I'm pretty sure this is also where I fell. Yeah, this is where we were. And this is where the silver remote is. I wasn't too sure on which level it was, but apparently this one. Next up, finding the red remote. That's obviously the last thing we need to do. We can find that all the way at the top. So, we need to find the charge again. Let's jump down here to play it safe, otherwise I'm going to fall too far. Indeed, all the way to the top, Gex. And not per se licking, but more jumping. And here we are, all the way at the top. Mission control. It does like saying that, licking my way to the top, but in this case, definitely suiting. We were indeed licking our way to the top. And we unlock a new bonus. Still a bonus that is both in the N64 and PlayStation version, so I don't have to switch quite yet. But that is indeed what we'll be doing next. Because for now, time is up. Gex will continue in the next episode. Continuing Area 2. See you folks next time. Treecks out!